Imagine a place that tells a story spanning centuries, where culture and nature intertwine to create something truly extraordinary. That's the beauty of UNESCO World Heritage Sites. I'm Abigail, and this is Global Treasures, the podcast that covers the history, travel tips, and legends surrounding one of the 1,223 World Heritage Sites each episode. These places have been identified as having universal, cultural, or natural significance that is so exceptional that it transcends national boundaries and is of importance to present and future generations. Welcome to Season 2, where we'll explore the 45 sites that UNESCO added in 1979 together. Thank you for listening to the Global Treasures podcast. We appreciate all of your support, and you can continue to support us by subscribing at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Podbean. You can also follow us on TikTok and Facebook. Please tell your friends about us as well. Stari Ras and Sopoćani is a vast complex located in Serbia that includes churches and the archaeological site of the medieval town of Ras. To make things less complicated, I'll break them down one at a time, starting with Sopocani. The wind murmurs through the valleys of the Ras region, carrying the echoes of a distant past. Once the very heart of the Serbian medieval state, bore witness to the ambition of King Stefan Uros I. It was his vision, his endowment, that gave rise to the magnificent Sopocani monastery. Between the years of 1259 and 1270, artisans guided the steady rise of stone upon stone, dedicated to their king's desires. The jewel of this complex was the Church of the Holy Trinity, its very existence meant as an offering to the divine. Imagine, then, a busy monastic community surrounding this sacred space. Residential buildings hummed with the quiet rhythm of monastic life, a center of learning and devotion nestled within the embrace of the Serbian kingdom. A high stone wall encircled this sanctuary, encasing them against the uncertainties of time. The vibrant tapestry of the larger monastery complex has faded, yet the Church of the Holy Trinity still remains. Its worn walls whisper tales of its celebrated past, a tribute to the enduring spirit of a place that once stood as the center of a powerful medieval state. Though the surrounding buildings have yielded to time, the essence and legacy of Sopocani continues to resonate within its sacred church. The Church of the Holy Trinity stood as a landmark for religion and artistry. Within its walls are frescoes that even now are hailed as some of the most exquisite examples of Serbian medieval art. The vibrant hues and meticulous detail brought to life scenes of Christian devotion and revered figures of national saints. A colorful tale painted directly onto the very structure of the church. These works echo late Byzantine artistic traditions and denote a sophisticated cultural perspective. In the 16th century, the Ottoman Empire became a threat and forced the monks of Sopocani to temporarily abandon their cherished sanctuary, seeking refuge from the encroaching threat. In the year 1689, a haunting chapter began in the monastery's history. Ottoman Turks set fire to the complex. Flames engulfed the ancient walls, and the lead from the roof of the church was stolen. Yet, in the thick of the pandemonium, the loyal monks managed to pluck a few relics and flee to Kosovo. For over 200 years, the Church of the Holy Trinity remained deserted. While the elements began to take their toll, the strength of its original construction allowed it to endure. The 20th century brought an era of revival. The call of faith produced a new generation of monks, the reverberating sound of hymns replacing the quiet, the depictions of Christian and national saints, still vivid despite the passage of time, continue to draw admiration. Notably, the icons of Sopocani held a special significance, reflecting a matriarchal ideology that focused on the life and death of the Virgin Mary. Among these masterpieces is the Dormition of the Mother of God, painted in 1265. It's a moving and celebrated piece of work, evidence of the enduring power and beauty of Sopocani's art. The second half of this UNESCO site is nestled near the modern city of Novi Pazar, Stari Ras, an ancient fortress that holds centuries of Balkan history. Once part of the First Bulgarian Empire until the 10th century, Old Ras rose to prominence in the mid-12th century as one of the earliest capitals of the Grand Principality and Kingdom of Serbia. In the center of Old Serbia, it was a vital crossroads linking Bosnia to the west and Kosovo to the south, making it an axis of trade and political power. Encircled by fortifications, the site also houses the Church of the Holy Apostles Peter and Paul, a 10th century gem and one of the oldest surviving medieval churches in Serbia. Declared a monument of culture of exceptional importance, this sacred place was dedicated to St. George, its very walls saturated with the story of salvation. It goes that Nemanja, a leader who found himself unjustly imprisoned within dungeon caves, a casualty of his own brother's scheme. In his darkest hours, he turned his prayers to St. George, begging for divine intervention. And as fate would have it, emancipation came. In profound gratitude, Nemanja erected a church in honor of his savior. It was a unique architectural expression of a king's sincere gratitude, much like Sopocani. As the centuries progressed, erosion became an issue, but restoration works were undertaken with every effort made to use original materials, ensuring that the spirit and authenticity of Nemanja's vision remained unscathed. Today, the site stands as a remarkable example of preservation. It's a building with architectural ingenuity, artistic brilliance, profound archaeological, and historical significance. Together, these elements form a powerful reminder of the region's rich spiritual and cultural heritage. For those planning on visiting these incredible places, here's some information about logistics and other tips you may find helpful. If you're flying in from another country, you likely will want to use Belgrade Nikola Tesla Airport. From there, you can take a train from Belgrade Airport to Raska, then a bus to Novi Pazar. You can actually walk to St. Peter from town. However, renting a car is ideal if you plan to explore other parts of the country. There is parking nearby to the sites, or again, if you plan to take a bus to the site, no, you'll have to walk a half a mile or more. Sopocani and Stari Ras are a 2.5-hour trek from one another, so walking between them isn't an option unless you're really motivated to do so. No tickets are needed, and there's no website. When you enter the church, be aware that you may enter during a church service. The sites have very little signage, though some are in English and Serbian. It's why I wanted to do a deeper dive into the history, in case you don't take a tour. Tours aren't incredibly expensive, and they can arrange for hotel pickup and transport between Sopocani and Stari Ras, so it may be worth it. If you decide to visit these places independently, your hotel may be able to help you get a taxi if you don't rent a car. The rideshare options we're familiar with in North America and parts of Europe aren't available in Serbia. The best times of the year to visit, using weather as your guide, is spring and summer. Serbia has cold winters and warm summers with highs in the 70s degree Fahrenheit. Novi Pazar is the closest city to the sites and it has hotels, homestay options, and some restaurants. Novi Pazar Center has an Ottoman fountain that is a replica of a fountain in Sarajevo, Bosnia, that you may want to check out. Isa Beg Hamam, a 15th century Turkish bathhouse that is now surrounded by local businesses, is worth passing by as well. If you rent a car, take a trek to go to the forest area of Ugao if you're like me and enjoy some dark tourism. It's believed by locals that the forested area is haunted. It is about an hour away and is quite beautiful. There are links in the show notes to help make planning for your trip easier, from tickets, booking hotels, renting cars, and more. Oh, and I would be remiss if I didn't briefly touch on the cuisine. Food shapes our cultural experiences and helps us understand new cultures on an emotional level. Ornebis is one dish that is incredibly unique. It's a spread made from white cheese, kaymak, which is also a cheese made from cow, sheep, or goat's milk, and chili peppers. It's often served as a side dish with grilled meat, but it is definitely not for the spice averse. Whether you're looking forward to learning more about the history or trying the food, the rugged landscape of Serbia holds a UNESCO site that is a testament to a royal's emancipation and a unique architectural vision. Join us for our next episode, where we'll cover a UNESCO World Heritage Site named Choga Zanbil, an ancient Elamite complex in Iran. Come learn about the history, legends, and travel tips for this incredible place. Until then, keep exploring, keep wondering, and keep treasuring the remarkable diversity of our world's heritage.